Welcome back to another episode of Fear the Talking Heads. Today we are talking about two very opposite movies, one being Excision, the other being Grabbers. They're both from 2012. I'm convinced 2012 was a good year for horror.
I honestly did not know the years that they came out. I didn't know they were the same year.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see Grabbers in 2012. I didn't see it for like 6 years after that.
Well, I saw it how many years? 13 years after that. Well, yeah, Grabbers. And Grabbers was so good that I saw it twice. Once by myself and once with my granny, and she loved it too. So, what does
Yeah.
that tell you? The one thing I wanted to point out, American Mary, you've seen
Yes.
American Mary. That
Hmm.
movie came out in 2012 as well.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And I feel that it has a lot of elements that are similar.
Oh, yes. Yes. That I agree with.
And a previous one that we talked about with May.
They're all very similar. Women who are outcast, who don't fit along in regular society, and then they basically break out in the worst ways possible.
So, this girl
Anna Lynn
character.
McCord.
She was in Nip Tuck. If anyone watches this and is like, where do I know her from?
Or
She's in
she's
Nip Tuck.
currently starring in tons of episodes of Days of Our Lives, if I'm not mistaken.
She wants to be a surgeon. And it just seems that that's another parallel to May. Your May already, she's assisting a surgeon
Hmm.
in a vet clinic. So, and with May and her obsession about body parts, Pauline is obsessed with blood.
Yes, a lot. And she
So,
keeps having these fantasies where it's nothing but blood all over the place, and some are pretty graphic.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, there was
Uh,
one that I was like, should I put a some kind of a trigger warning out there? Let me just say I've talked about this before. Go to doesthedogdie.com because
yeah.
there's a dead bird in it, which isn't
Hmm.
terrible, but there's also other stuff in it, and doesthedogdie.com will warn you of that.
I hadn't seen Excision in years, so in order to prepare for it tonight, I rewatched it, and I texted you and said, "Oh my God, I did not realize how bad this was." I texted you and said, "I am so sorry," because all of the horror movies, I try to show you some that are gruesome, but mostly fun that people don't talk about, and I'm like, Excision's fun, but it's really gruesome. It took me to flashbacks of one of my previous jobs. This guy came in and went to every single female in our department and tried to introduce them to this movie called Irreversible. Have you heard of this?
No! Oh my
You've
God. I
heard of
am
it?
traumatized by Irreversible with Monica
Uh,
Bellucci.
Yeah, he didn't bother to tell anybody. He just told these ladies, he goes, "Watch this, you'll be
No.
surprised." And they all came to me, who was like I was in a leadership position. They go, "He just showed us a movie with probably one of the most horror scenes I've ever seen."
It is. I had gave myself a migraine from crying so much. Same thing with the Passion of the Christ. Those two movies were just really hard on me.
Yeah.
God,
And
I
then I
can't
show
believe
you,
he didn't warn them.
no, he was a weird dude. And then I was like, I showed you Excision. I'm like, oh no.
No, I don't think Excision was anything like Irreversible.
But overall, it's really this girl who just does not fit. She has an overbearing mother played by Tracy Lord who wants her to be a certain way, and she just can't. She's not built that way.
Another parallel to May
May, yeah.
because
But I will
May's
say,
mom was a jerk too.
yes, with that damn doll.
I know
Uh,
that you can't touch.
and she just wants her to be like her lovely sister who is dealing with cystic fibrosis. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening in this movie. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, and she wants to be a surgeon. She's
She
actually really smart. It's just that she doesn't have street smarts and things like that.
and
Like
she
she,
doesn't have this. She thinks by reading a book she knows how to do those skills, and she
yes,
doesn't. Hence the whole scene with the dissection of the bird, because
right.
she just can't. She's like, I'm going to bring you back to life, and all she does is,
You just know that the movie is going to take a trajectory of some sort when she messes with the bird. You're like,
yeah,
this is not going to lead anywhere good.
no. And like I said, for those people, I will say warn you, if you saw May, you liked it. I think you will like Excision,
I
but
do too.
Excision is a far different movie than May.
Seeing these fantasies, these violent fantasies that she has, and it's just full of blood and gore, I thought you would think that I would be turned completely away from this movie because I don't typically, I sometimes have a problem with that.
Yes.
But they did this in such an
Yeah,
artistic kind of
it's very
filming.
artistic. Hmm.
Right. So I think that's why it didn't bother me in the way that some movies have.
Right. And I will say this, Excision is this director's probably only good film.
Okay, good to know.
He's only done 7 films total.
They've got this listed as almost like a psychological drama too. So it's horror, but also the psychological drama,
Yeah.
probably because of the mother.
The mother just won't let this, the character's name is Pauline. They
Mhm.
don't let Pauline just be Pauline. She's always like, you need to conform to what I think is the correct way for a woman to be.
We won't spoil the endings. I feel like you need to see that for yourself.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say is she does overhear her mom saying, I try to love her, I just can't.
Right.
And I thought Pauline was going to be, she always seems so unbothered by being a loner. Doesn't seem to phase her that people don't like her in school or that kind of tease her. But when her mom says that, it does emotionally affect her.
Yeah, because she still loves her mother. I mean, the only people she really loves are her mother, her father, and her sister. Her sister the most, but her she still loves her mother and she wants her mother to accept her. But no, she just can't.
Never seen Tracy
And
Lords in a role like that.
I know Tracy Lords is phenomenal in this film. It's her best movie. And by the way, I got to give a couple of shout outs here because Ariel Winter plays the daughter, sister Grace, and she went on to be very popular in Modern Family. But also too, John Waters as a priest is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
The mother refused. She's like, you have to go to therapy, but she won't pay for therapy. So she takes her to the church to talk to the priest because the priest is just like a therapist, and is what I think is the exact quote. So
Which
the
maybe
priest
if
does,
she had put some money out there, maybe things wouldn't have ended the way they did.
yeah.
I don't know.
And the fact that they gave John Waters this role when he is basically the exact opposite of everything he's supposed to be playing in this character, I thought was a perfect casting. Oh man, I wish Anna Lynn McCord would have gone on to do something other than soap operas because she is so talented in this film. Just playing this girl who is just truly warped.
She's a beautiful actress, and
She
they
is.
they somehow made her look not so.
Yeah.
Very homely, like
The
she
whole
doesn't
thing with
wash her hair or
the whole thing with the
something.
cold sores.
Oh gosh. She's like, "Thanks, Dad."
Thanks, Dad.
So her dad gave her CPR
Yeah.
at one point, and her dad had a cold sore. And so she's sitting at the breakfast table with this cold sore. And she said, "Thanks a lot, Dad." It's like years later.
I do want to say that what my favorite scene in this movie is, and I don't want to I'm going to give it away. So if you don't want to hear my favorite scene, fast forward about 30 seconds.
There you go.
Um, it's the scene right after they have the argument and her mother slaps her in the face for the first time, which, rocks you to your core. But then it cuts right to them at dinner and Pauline just snaps and she grabs a handful of what looks like spinach or something and just chucks it right at her mom. I mean, it's just silence. Nothing's going on. And it's just boom, boom. And the sound effects like if it was slashing on her face. And then she gets up from the table and runs away. And then Tracy Lord's just sitting there screaming because she has food thrown in her face. Just, it's out of nowhere.
She had that
And
coming.
I watched it and I still laughed, even though it was after a scene where she just got the crap smacked out of her for her mother for misbehaving,
That's what's so crazy about this is her sister who lives in the same house with her is so normal. She
who is
has
dealing with a very bad disease.
But I mean, I have siblings that I grew up with too that I'm thinking, how the hell were we raised by the same people? You know? It's kind of that. And she
Yeah.
almost seems like she's a little bit on the spectrum in some ways.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, there's definitely something with her that just there's no explanation for it. She's just so odd. And then when she has no outlet, watch out.
And it's one of those movies too where towards the end you see where it's headed and you're going, "Oh no. Oh no. Is it Oh, that's not good."
Yeah, no.
And
And
it
still, even when you get to the
yeah,
ending, you're like, oh God, what just happened? The last few seconds of that film, when it goes to credits, you will just be shook. And
us
if you're not, there's something wrong with
yeah.
you.
I think you had said to me that you weren't sure how I would feel about it.
there was another film I put on our list. Can I just say what one of the ones that we took off was?
Oh yeah.
So there's a movie I put on the list. It's called Chained. If you love Vincent D'Onofrio, it's on Tubi. Same thing with Excision. They're both on Tubi. Watch it. It's about a serial killer who kidnaps a boy and chains him into the house and is basically trying to teach him to be a serial killer.
And that one
Uh,
looked too disturbing for me. Like,
our
but
next
yeah.
pick, good luck finding it.
Oh, isn't it on AMC Plus?
They took it down.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. Uh, which let's transition. We're talking about the next movie is Grabbers, which you can find streaming for free on the Roku app. Roku app, by the way, has a lot of great obscure TV shows and movies, but its playback system is awful. Like if you hit pause, it sometimes won't pause. And then if you try to rewind it, it goes from slow to like 300 miles an hour. And then you're like, wait, I just wanted to go back to.
What is that? Why do they
I,
do it like that?
I have no idea. We have a really serious film, and then we have a horror comedy.
They took such a unique idea of this monster creature thing is intolerant to alcohol.
They're basically squid vampires who, if they drink your blood while you have a blood alcohol level, it kills them.
Yeah, and how did they find this out? Oh, because it tried to kill someone that was sloshy drunk in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I think they found out pretty quick because I don't think they realized right away why it didn't want him. It was
Right.
from something else. It was like some a second thing happened and they're like, "Hey, the common denominator here is the alcohol."
Well, yeah, and that's so this is one of those movies where you just have to take you can't obsess about little bits of the movie because it's literally the drunk cop who, by the way, let's get this out of the way. One of the cool parts about this movie is every one of them are incompetent. And then they're just talking, and then suddenly the drunk cop goes, they're alcohol, they don't like alcohol. No scientist, no nothing.
It's just so funny because they end up deciding, you know what, how we're gonna get through the night? Everyone's just gonna get pissed drunk and we're just gonna stay alive that way.
Yeah, we're all
Then
gonna
it
get
won't want
pissed
us.
drunk in in a pub. Such a brilliant idea that's never been done, and it's done to perfection, in my opinion.
I hadn't thought of the fact that they were like squid-like vampires, but that's so true because they're sucking.
Yeah, they have a little thing that comes out of their beaks, their mouth beaks, and will just drain you like a straw. There are plenty of decapitated heads in this film. If that doesn't pull you into this movie, what will?
And the female cop,
Yes.
she's not a drinker, so the fact that she has to drink is just hilarity ensues in itself because someone who doesn't drink, if you give them one drink, it's going to be enough to make them tipsy. But
Yeah.
she ended up partaking quite a bit with the guys. I mean, to kind of keep up because it had to be a certain blood alcohol level because they'd blow into this breathalyzer and figure, oh no, we're not drunk enough. And so you had to keep going until you reached that level. And she's just stumbling all over the place, like, it's okay, I got this. It's okay.
That actress, Ruth Bradley, she's in one of my favorite TV shows right now. James from Bonehead too, the Slow Horses, and she's great in it.
She was also in, oh, you probably got it up, Humans?
Yep, she was in Humans.
Okay. She was in Humans as a synthetic. Such a good show.
I have honestly can't talk much about it because I've never seen it.
Okay, I think you would like it.
I probably would.
We were originally going to pair this movie up with Glorious, and I ended up watching the first 15 minutes of Glorious and didn't like it. I think I removed it from the list. I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But
I know
can't win them all, Chad.
I can't bat 100. I know that.
Right?
I just
But
can't wait till you get to the really bad one on the list, and you have.
I know I'm saving that one because I want to figure out what else I'd pair it with. It is bad though.
Oh,
I feel like it would be good to pair it with another bad 80s movie.
yeah. I'll need to find one because I don't have. That's the only bad. Well, there's two 80s films, two 80s horror films on there, and neither one are very good. So, but anyway, grabbers.
Did you see the ones that I took off of there? Did you pay attention to which ones I deleted?
I honestly, I see the list, but I never pay attention that something's been removed.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
You just see the ones that are left there still
yeah,
standing. But yeah, I feel like Grabbers is definitely a fun one to watch. If you were planning on doing a double feature, you could do the movie that I didn't watch, Glorious. Look it
glorious.
up.
Yeah. It's about a man who gets stuck at a rest stop and he goes into the restroom and suddenly he's being talked to by an alien through a glory hole. And the voice of the alien is J.K. Simmons.
It does
Yeah.
win points on that.
But you never see the monster. All you see is the glory hole that the voice is coming out of.
People are always saying they never put out anything original. That's original.
And we mentioned this last episode. Yes, I like, the standard horror films, but at the same time, I've seen them. I want to go find something that's different.
Yeah.
And those are like, for example, Grabbers. Never seen it. I just happened to it was on Prime at the time, and I love just going through streaming services and not looking at what's recommended for me, but going deep in and I found this movie called Grabbers, and I was like, okay, let's see what it is. Grabbers has the unfortunate one of not a lot of people know it, not a lot of people have seen it, and so as a result, it just bounces all over from streaming service to streaming service because it
Uh,
originally it was on Prime for a few years, and then it jumped to Tubi, and then it jumped from Tubi to AMC Plus, and then AMC Plus dumped it, and the only thing that holds it now is the Roku app. But
so it's
trust me, when
rare.
you watch this, you will not be disappointed.
That's right. So what do we have coming up for our next time that we get together? What do we want to watch? Do we want to try to do City of Lost Children and Delicatessen?
Sure, if you want to. I know those by heart, so I don't even have to rewatch those. Yeah, so that's the two movies we're gonna be talking about next time. I told Barbara that the director, well, one of the directors, it's a dual director by Marc Caro and Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Well, I hope I didn't butcher that name. He's one of my favorite directors. He's done so many great films.
Yeah, and you're consistent with that because I've seen a couple episodes on your show where you've talked about it too.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. The only movie he's made that has been awful was released like 2 years ago. And I can't even tell people to watch it. If you're like me, don't just watch what's recommended to you. Don't watch the popular stuff. Go to if you have streaming service. If you don't have streaming service, get Tubi, get Roku, get Plex, and just for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just dive through and dig and see what you can find.